not only you become like my really good friend, but like the first friend I had in Dallas, so I really appreciate it. It's been great. You've really been my mentor, for real. I'm not joking. But I mean, I also look up to you. You're the very young and very successful entrepreneur, and I'm lucky to be in Dallas.
So before Will comes up, I would say it's also been my privilege to get to know the Knells on a broader capacity. You know, as you know, because you guys are the one who pushed me to this. Working with Bobby for for the good part of this year, it's been a privilege. I've learned a lot. So to me, this is a great kind of opportunity to both thank Bobby. He's not here, obviously he's on his trip to China, but also Will by proxy. So Will, come on up here.
Put on the hat. Yeah, put on the hat. Hold on. Ready? Happy
Goes good with the beard.
Oh, man.
It's kind of fitting that this came from the college, right? Whew. Good evening. I had no idea I was going to be this nervous. Well, that's not true. I've probably been dreading this since we were in the room like this last year. Like most of you, I've probably attended more conventions than I can even remember. I've known most of you for years, some of you for decades. And we all kind of work in the same business.
We're 6.
We're 6. Since I was 6?
Yeah, you were 6, yeah.
Something like that. And we all kind of shared the same drive, the same ambition. So it was really hard for me to kind of come up with what I wanted to share with you tonight. I was truly honored to receive this award last year. Each time I look at the award, I kind of reflect back on how far our industry has come and all of our challenges for the future. I really do think I was destined to be a leak buster. Whenever I first told someone that, I was a leak buster and I came from a family of leak busters, they all just kind of laughed at me, and people make fun of me, because what do I do for a living? Oh, I bust leaks. So exciting. The Dallas office of American Leak was started by my dad, Bobby, and my uncle, Andy, in 1987. I think they were franchised 25. So, kind of one of the founding franchises, or, with a lot of the people here in this room that, I consider kind of second family. Growing up, I spent most of my summers, diving in swimming pools with my dad, mastering the art of dye testing, as that kid swimming around the pool. And the homeowner would probably look out there and be like, why is that kid in the pool? What kind of business did I hire to come out here and find this leak? Or, we'd go on a skimmer change out, and it would always take, 6 hours longer than my dad told me it would. Come 7 o'clock at night, I'm wondering, when the heck are we going to get home? Or I'd go on a commercial job to kind of keep them company, so we were out in the evening. And then after high school, I kind of followed the normal route. I went to college and got a degree in business economics. And people would ask me, when did you decide to join the family business? And now when I look back, I remember my parents coming to Austin to visit me. And my dad, just kind of asking me, so what do you want to do after you get done with school? And without hesitation, it's almost like it was something that I knew I was always going to do, but I just really hadn't acknowledged it. That I was going to go work for him. His passion for this industry really was alive in me. I wanted to use my degree in his business, to to try to help his business grow. I really felt like the leak detection industry hadn't even scratched the surface of what its full potential was. Making the decision to join my dad was the easy part, but my dad, being my dad, made it very clear that he had his own plan in mind, which turned out to be the not so easy part. As usual, he had given this a lot of thought. He knew exactly what his expectations were for me, and he told me that I was going to leave everything I knew back in Texas and head back to Palm Springs to go through extensive training, so that I could learn every facet of this business. I think his exact words were, "You can't be the captain of this ship unless you sweep the floors, man." So, much to my dismay, I threw everything I had in the back of my Honda Accord and I headed to California for what really turned out to be the most valuable year of my life. I don't know, I've never really told him this. I mean, it's kind of like, you go through life and you just think maybe he knows this, I kind of regret, obviously, the fact that he's not here tonight. My mom's not here to actually hear this firsthand, but I will definitely tell him I think it's being videotaped, so they will hear this. I really owe him a lot of gratitude for pushing me to do that, because it really was difficult. I left Ashley, I left everything I knew back in Dallas, and I moved out here for a year. When I arrived, Sheila helped me find an apartment, and Dick was really eager to put me through every aspect of field training. I was so fortunate to work with Jimmy and his entire crew for several months, and then I began traveling all over the country. I worked with John Shannon, Bob Douglas, Sean Christian McCulley, Phil Meckley. And of course, a trip that I'll never forget, a one-week road trip to Montana with Mike Parrish, which I can assure you was something I will never forget. As hard as it was to be away from everything that I knew, it gave me the foundation to figure out how I was going to carve a niche back in Dallas and achieve my ultimate goal of making that office one of the most successful franchises in the American League. I thought by now, obviously, I had it all figured out. I mean, I had spent a year in training with all these amazing people. They had shown me equipment, and I had found, got put onto equipment that they never even heard of back in Dallas. I knew how to use technology that Mike Parrish could find leaks that Dallas had never even been introduced to. So surely I was ready to go back and run that office, right? No, not even close. I hadn't swept the floors. I had just been preparing to sweep them. So I started on a truck, doing jobs every day, and winning over the respect of my the technicians that were there. I was showing them ways of doing jobs that ways of doing the jobs that made their job easier, showing them technology that they could use to be more efficient. And they were teaching me countless things as well. I mean, they obviously had years and years of field experience. As the years went by, I began to take on more responsibility, and my attitude changed from someone who was working to fit in to someone who was trying to become a leader and try to motivate that entire group of technicians to take our office to the next level. I remember before I left Palm Springs, Dick Rennick and I sat down, and he just kind of wanted to talk to me about my experience in Palm Springs and how everything went. And I expressed my fear to him of whether or not I'd be successful. And he was very candid about, making sure that I understood that I can't let fear of success hinder me. I have to be open-minded to all these different opportunities that would be out there. And that conversation is something that I think really kind of changed me and my outlook and gave me the opportunities to be able to take our office to where it needed to go. That old saying still holds true. In order to change, you have to grow. In order to grow, you have to change. And I truly believe in any industry, you win at change when you change before you have to. You have to be a leader, not a follower in your industry. I try to live by the motto, The best way to accept change is to create it. I feel that if I initiate a change, it will put me ahead of my competition, and then the competition will be trying to keep up with me. I believe that has been the key to my success. In closing, I would like to acknowledge all of you, my fellow League Busters, my parents, my staff, my amazing counterparts over in Fort Worth, Fred and Char Thompson. And no, I did not forget my amazing, beautiful wife, Ashley.
Yeah.
Without you all helping me over the years and continuing to support my efforts today, there is no way that I would be where I am. Even after 40 years, this is just the beginning of our story. I must say I couldn't be happier with Pat's newfound vision and where we are headed. Thank you. And please join me in initiating this change. Thank you.